Hi, I just wanted to give some instruction on the advanced biome paper so that we knew everyone was on the same page. First off, you have to know what your biome is. So if you go in Google Classroom, I have attached something that says biome assignments. And this is for my class. Miss Asher will probably do the same thing. But for my class, first period, we already have our assignments and everybody's name, and their biome is beside their name. In third period, we have not had third period yet, so they do not know their assignments, but this is where you will find your assignment. So, for example, let's say that I am Sophie. If I'm Sophie, I'm going to try to find my name, and here's my name. Okay, so I'm going to see that my assignment is temperate deciduous forest, and that is the biome that I am going to research and work on. Okay, if my name is Cameron, I'm going to look for my name on here, and here's Cameron. Her biome is freshwater, so that is the biome that she will be researching and finding out about. Okay, same thing for fourth period. Okay, you have to come look. So let's pretend that I am Jackson. If I'm Jackson, I am going to look for JB and right here, marine oceans. So that's Jackson's biome, and that's the one he's going to research. Okay. If you have any question about what your biome is, please email us and let us know. But for the instructions, I wanted to go over them with you guys. So in the instructions say, in this paper, you will be assigned a specific biome. That's where we just talked about. Please read below about the terminology to use, required elements, and other ideas slash possibilities for how to include all the content. This paper must be written in the correct format. That just means an introduction paragraph, 3 body paragraphs, and a conclusion. This can be no less than 2 pages double spaced. You also need at least 4 credible resources, but you can have more than that. This paper will be checked for plagiarism. Do not copy and paste anything in this paper. That is called plagiarism. Plagiarism is cheating, and our class syllabus states that cheating will result in a 0 for that assignment. Do not do it, okay? You must read and rewrite the information in your own words. You will also need to create a works cited page of the resources that you use. See details below. So when you're researching and you're finding these sources, you need to look up, save your website somehow. So that is on you, but you will have to attach it to the bottom of your paper. It'll be the last page on your paper. It is not included in those 2 pages, okay? It's a separate page on its own. So here you have some terminology that you might that we need you to use. There are 24 words in this list, okay? We do not expect you to use every single word, but we do expect you to use a lot of them, okay? We will be looking for them when we're grading these papers, okay? I would say using 5 of them is not enough. You need to use more than that, okay? You can use these words and you need to use these words to talk about each of these biomes. The required elements to include in the paper. So the general climate of the biome, what kind of weather do they usually see? Where is it located on Earth? So the location of the biome. Major abiotic, which if you remember from our last test, abiotic means non-living. So what are the non-living factors and how do they affect the biotic, which are the living factors? And you can also relate this to the climate. So an abiotic factor could be temperature. So how does that affect the animals in that area or the plants in that area, okay? Major adaptations that allow organisms to survive. So this part is not just the animals. Make sure you talk about all the living things, okay? Major interactions like common producers, consumers, and decomposers. So the producers are the bottom of the pyramid. Okay, they produce the energy and the food. Consumers eat it, and decomposers break down what is left over after the consumers have died. Examples, at least one of each of the different symbiotic relationships. Okay, we've already talked about what mutualism, commensalism, and parasitism are. Make sure you add some examples of that in your paper from your biome. Major threats to the biome, so deforestation, climate change, etc. Let's just say you have the tropical rainforest and you want to talk about climate change and how it really affects your biome. Be sure you research that part and look up some good information to add on there. Other ideas and possibilities for how to include the content. More specific adaptations of organisms in your biome. So be very specific in what you are writing. The special terms or words related to your biome. So if you look up here in this list, all of these things are in every biome. However, some biomes have very particular things that are only related to them. Name of specific organisms found in your biome, either typical or unique ones you find in your research. So if you want to do a paragraph on the animals and how their adaptations are, you could talk about some of the more common ones or the more unique things that you find in your biome. Multiple examples of interactions and relationships between organisms. I know we said one, but if you include more, you are more than likely going to use way more of those terms and have way more research and thought into it. So it'll represent that you actually tried. Okay. What this paper isn't. It is not a report of just animals found in your biome. It is not a simple explanation of your biome. And it is definitely not a cut and paste from the internet. Okay? You have to have multiple resources. Keep track of any resource you use, especially websites you get information from. Google is not considered a website. It is a search engine. It is not a website. You need to actually click on the links and get the websites. Do not rely on websites like Wikipedia for information. Blogs and personal accounts are not appropriate for this kind of paper. Find educational sites. So educational sites usually have the .edu or .org on the end, okay? Look for sites like that. And then I gave you some examples, National Geographic, NASA, stuff like that, okay? And then I was going to mention to you guys the due date. The due date is 11/9/2020, and that is Monday. Okay, so you need to get this paper turned in by Monday. Okay. Over here, you see the biome paper advanced. I have already set it up for you. So name, date, and what class period you're in. Your title will be whatever your specific biome is and whatever you want to add into it to make your title unique. Okay, right here where it says start paragraph. When you're ready to start, you will erase my words. You will press tab and you will begin typing your paper. Okay? That is how you start your paper. And then let's say you're ready to go to the next paragraph. Well, you'll have to click enter and it should already tab for you, but only tab one time. Do not mess up the formatting of this page. I already have it set up where it will double space for you and all of that. So make sure that you do not edit anything on the format here. It's in the font you need and the font size. Okay, we will be running these through some on Google Classroom. There's a thing where we can click check plagiarism. We will be checking all of the papers for plagiarism. So once again, do not copy and paste. If you have any questions, please contact me or Ms. Asher, and we will gladly help you in any way we can. Okay, go Black Bears.